What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. We're going to be reacting live to the Champions League quarter-final and semi-final draw for the 2019-2020 season. Before we crack on with this video though, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content and you want to help support my channel, then subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. We're aiming for 8,000 subscribers. At the time of recording, we're less than 900 subscribers away, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. Don't forget also you can find my social media links in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget also you can find my email in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. And don't forget also, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget also, you can also leave your thoughts in the comments below for the Champions League draw. So the draw is just about to get underway from Nyon in Switzerland, but before it gets underway and I give you my live reaction for the quarter-final draw, let's just have a quick recap about the teams that are currently in the Champions League quarter-final draw. So we've got first Atalanta that have gone through. They have knocked out Valencia after beating them away 4-3 and winning 8-4 on aggregate, knocking out Valencia. Next we've got Atletico Madrid. Very impressive result for them after extra time, knocking out Liverpool, beating them 3-2 at Anfield after extra time to win 4-2 on aggregate. So it's obviously a big bonus for City, a quality team like Liverpool going out. Obviously, last two seasons, City have gone out to English teams, so it's good for us that we've seen English teams being knocked out. They seem to be our nemesis at this moment in time in the Champions League. So Atletico's gone through, a good team like them. That'll be a difficult draw for us to face them. Then Red Bull Leipzig have gone through with a comprehensive 3-0 home win against Tottenham Hotspur, the team that knocked us out last season. They're out 4-0 on aggregate to Red Bull Leipzig, which again is good news for us. And then PSG, who have also gone through, knocking out Borussia Dortmund after losing 2-1 at the Iduna Park, losing 2-1. They ended up winning 2-0 at the Parc des Princes, knocking out Borussia Dortmund 3-2 on aggregate, so they go through into the quarter-final draw. And then we're just waiting upon some of the other teams with their results, so we'll just backtrack and have a think about some of them. So Juventus have got a home match coming up against Lyon. Both of them teams will be in the draw. It's currently 1-0 to Lyon as they go into a match in Turin, as Juventus have got a bit of work to do. Obviously you've got City going into the draw, currently holding a 2-1 away win against Real Madrid, so they're coming to the Etihad Stadium. This is all confirmed, by the way. These teams have got to go and visit the home stadiums of their opposition. So Manchester City's got a slender 2-1 advantage, couple of away goals for us against Real Madrid. What a coup that would be for us to knock out Real Madrid. Then Bayern Munich have got a home match against Chelsea after beating them away from home at Stamford Bridge 3-0. So you imagine Bayern Munich would be going through. And then interestingly, you've got Barcelona against Napoli at the Nou Camp, which is currently 1-1. Barcelona's got that away goal and they'll fancy their chances of going through, but they've still got work to do, and Napoli will try and cause an upset there to try and knock Barcelona out. So all them teams enter the draw for the quarter-final stage today. And so let's react to the live draw, and hopefully, fingers crossed here, that City can have a nice favourable draw. If I'm just having a look just before the draw starts on a team that I'd like to face, Atalanta would be my pick, just purely because we've faced them a couple of times this season. We both know about each other. We know they're an attacking side. I fancy that we could go through. We need to play to the best of our ability. It's obviously going to be over one leg in Portugal. All the quarterfinals and semi-finals, and obviously the final, all going to be played in Lisbon. It's played at Sporting Lisbon's ground and Benfica's ground, and they're all going to be one leg, so straight knockout into extra time, onto penalties, no away goals for the quarterfinals onwards. So that might suit City here. Atalanta would be my pick, just purely because we faced them. We already know about Atalanta, so I'd be looking forward to that. And a quick mention for the date. So the 7th and 8th of August is when the round of last 16 second legs are going to be. So City will be playing Real Madrid either on the 7th or 8th. That's yet to be confirmed as of me recording this video. Then the quarterfinals are going to be played on the 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th of August, one match per day. The semi-final is going to be a few days later on the 18th and 19th of August, so one semi-final on the 18th, one semi-final on the 19th, before the final will be taking place on the 23rd of August. It's going to be at the Estadio de Luz in Lisbon at Benfica's ground for the Champions League final, and fingers crossed that Manchester City can be in that Champions League final, our first Champions League final. It does say here that the full fixtures are going to be announced after the draw, so at some point I'll leave in the comments of the schedule of play for these games. So yeah, looking forward to this. Make one very quick note Before the draw starts, they're just going through their waffle. And it is waffle. I don't get the point. Get on with the draw. Draw is about to get underway. It's an open draw. Anybody can draw anybody at this stage. The order that the teams come out in may not necessarily be the order of when the fixtures are going to be played, is something to bear in mind. So if City come out first doesn't mean we're going to be the first tie up. Imagine that'll be based on when you play in the last 16. So let's say two teams that have already played and gone through will probably play each other first rather than teams that are playing later. So first team coming out now. So first team coming out for the quarter-final is Real Madrid or Manchester City. So we're first out. Let's see who we're going to play. This is interesting. Okay. And we are going to play Olympique Lyonnais or Juventus. That is interesting. So Juventus have got some work to do against Lyon. Lyon are a good team. Juventus, of course, a very good team as well. That's going to be a really interesting match should we progress against Real Madrid. That's interesting. Lyon or Juventus if we're knocking out Real Madrid. It's not an easy draw, this, for us. Leipzig are the next team out. The conquerors of Tottenham Hotspur. So Angelino will be playing for Leipzig. He's going to face Atletico Madrid. So if Tottenham and Liverpool had done their jobs, it would have been Tottenham against Liverpool. Instead, we've got Leipzig up against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, a very organised defensive side against the very attacking Leipzig side. Without Timo Werner, though, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Next out is Napoli or Barcelona. Napoli or Barcelona are going to face Chelsea or Bayern Munich. So it's more than likely going to be Bayern Munich going up against Napoli or Barcelona. So a potential, Barcelona's got to do the job first, of Barcelona versus Bayern Munich quarter-final. A potential Man City-Juventus match as well. And of course you've got Leipzig up against Atletico Madrid. Atalanta are the next team to come out. And this should be PSG. PSG will be looking forward to that game. I imagine Atalanta will too. It's anything can go, 90 minutes, and it is Paris Saint-Germain. So that's really interesting. So City, let's speak about City first. We're going to be facing Juventus or Lyon. We've faced Lyon in previous seasons. We know how good they can be. We have the potential of going up against Houssam Aouar. Of course, a player that City are getting linked with. But Juventus, Cristiano Ronaldo potentially we could be going up against. Pep against Cristiano. That would be a really interesting battle. Of course, lots of other good players there. Matthias de Ligt, just to name just a few. Going to be a really interesting match, that. Lyon or Juventus, let me know what you think in the comments below. That is really interesting. But we've got the semi-final draw coming up now, so we're going to find out who City, if we progress against Real Madrid and against Lyon or Juventus, we're going to find out who we'll have in the semi-final. I'm hoping to avoid that Barcelona and Bayern Munich side of the draw, if I'm honest, but we'll see. So, first semi-final team coming out. And so it's going to be City coming out first again. So Real Madrid, Manchester City, Olympique Lyonnais or Juventus. And we are going to face the winner of quarter-final number 3. Which means it is that Napoli, Barcelona or Chelsea, or more than likely Bayern Munich. So we have got it really difficult here. A potential of Real Madrid, Juventus and Barcelona or Bayern Munich for the semi-final. This is difficult, really difficult. Quarterfinal number 2 comes out. So Leipzig or Atletico Madrid are going to go against PSG or Atalanta. All 4 of them teams will fancy their chances, if I'm honest, of making the Champions League final. So it seems we're in the more difficult side of the draw, shall we say? So we're just going to find out now which end basically we're going to be in for the final if we get there. So we're going to be the first or second team out. So semi-final 2's out first, so that's going to be PSG's side of the draw with Atletico Madrid, Atalanta and Red Bull Leipzig. And then of course City's side, so we're going to be in the away end. So we have a potential of being in the away kit potentially here as well. It's really difficult. So Real Madrid, Manchester City, if I've got this right, then Olympique Lyonnais or Juventus, to which we'll take on Chelsea or Bayern Munich in the semi-final, or Napoli or Barcelona, which is really difficult. You'd fancy that it's more than likely going to be Bayern Munich against Barcelona in the quarter-final, and City's going to face the winner of that match should we progress against Real Madrid and then against either Lyon or Juventus. We know that, you just know Juventus is going to go through. We know it's going to be Real Madrid, Juventus, and then Barcelona or Bayern, then potentially in the final. Like I said, all the other 4 teams are going to fancy it, but PSG or Atletico Madrid are 2 standout teams there. So if we win this competition, we will have earned it. I can guarantee you of that. But don't rule out Lyon potentially knocking out Juventus. It's going to be interesting. Lots to look forward to. That's really interesting. So Juventus or Lyon. Like I said, Lyon, Husamaura, Dembele up front, a good team. Don't rule them out knocking out Juventus. We know that if we're going to face Juventus, then of course we're going up against Ronaldo. Of course, a standout player, but we've got players like Dybala, Higuain, like I said, De Ligt at the back. It's going to be a really difficult game. Difficult to break down Juventus too. They're a very difficult team to beat, and over 90 minutes that is going to be very difficult. That's one of those where potentially away goals may have come into use, but City have a very attacking style of football. You've got to beat the best to become the best is the way I'm looking at it. And then of course more than likely Barcelona will make it through unless Napoli can do something at the Nou Camp. Again, Napoli would be a difficult game. Again, if we've got them in the semi-final, they're a good team, full of good players. Of course, Koulibaly just been one of the players we're getting linked with. I don't really need to speak about Barcelona. We've got players, we've got Griezmann, we've got Messi, of course. It's just going to be a scary match, and Pep has a lot of respect for Barcelona, so I imagine he'd probably potentially overthink that one. Really difficult game. From the other side, so Bayern Munich have gone through against Chelsea, so I'm not even going to talk about Chelsea, but Bayern Munich, that's going to be a difficult game if they go through, and we have them in the semi-final as well. Leroy Sané cannot play in the Champions League. That's going to be really interesting. Obviously, we've got to contain with players like Lewandowski, of course. You know, Gnabry as well, really good players. Thiago before he leaves, got players at the back, so Neuer in there, you got Alaba. It's just lots of good quality players, a high pressing team. Pep's managed Bayern Munich before, so should know some of their weaknesses in and around them, and know some of the personnel there, and you know little bits and bobs, useful information about Bayern Munich should we face them. Then potentially in the final, I potentially reckon it'll be either PSG, not ruling out Atalanta. I think they're a good side, a good attacking side, but PSG, so talking Neymar, Mbappe, Cavani, some really, really good players at PSG. So, yeah, particularly that attacking line, though, that's going to be difficult for City to be able to contain. I do fancy us getting in at their defence, though. It's one thing I'd say about PSG. If we had them in the final, Atletico Madrid, we don't need to speak about Atletico Madrid. We see what they did against Liverpool. A very dynamic counter-attacking team, good on set pieces, play a high line, very difficult to break down, very difficult to score against. They're like a peak defensive Premier League team, and Simeone is no easy manager to beat in the final as well. Lots of pressure. Yeah. It's going to be difficult. Interesting. Looking forward to this. I feel like these 90-minute games are going to be crucial as to who goes through once we get to the quarter-final stage. But before we even start talking and mention about who's going to go through, who's going to win the Champions League, we've got a job to do against Real Madrid first, of course. Quality players that they've already got. Talking Eden Hazard, that's going to be coming back for them. We know what he's capable of. We've got Isco, of course, that scored against City as well. Not to mention some of the other players. You've got the former Ballon d'Or winner in Luka Modric as well. Lots of attacking football for Real Madrid, who have got nothing to lose. It's 90 minutes and know they must beat City at the Etihad Stadium, and they'll be looking to get that job done. No fans there to back City to try and push them on and be that extra 12th man to really get the atmosphere going and get a good European atmosphere, which makes me sad. I was meant to be going to that Real Madrid game, so I'm going to be missing out on that. But I'm hoping we can get the job done, make it to Lisbon for the quarter-final, semi-final, hopefully final, and see Manchester City win the Champions League. So there we go, that has been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, leave your thoughts in the comments below. What have you made of this draw for Manchester City? Lyon or Juventus in the quarter-final, potentially Barcelona or Bayern Munich in the semi-final, and it looks like it may well be PSG or Atletico Madrid in the final, but anything can happen. Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget also subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on to be notified immediately when I do upload daily Manchester City transfer updates, reacting to the live match watch-alongs. We'll be doing the Champions League with that match against Real Madrid, and fingers crossed we go for it. I'll be doing live watch-alongs of the quarter-finals as well, hopefully. So you got that to look forward to. Social media links in the description below too, and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you all again for the next video. So I'll be JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Go and check out my transfer video update that I did just previously this morning. I'm also going to have the live stream link out very soon, so you can set your reminder for that live match watch along of the Premier League game this weekend against Brighton and Hove Albion away tomorrow night. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.